Well, hello. I cannot believe it's Friday already. I don't know what happened to this last week. It went by really fast. But last week, when I did a video on working on becoming your own best friend. And I feel that that's something extremely important. I hear a lot of people making fun of themselves and putting themselves down, calling themselves names, and your body responds to that. It truly does. And so, plus, there's plenty of people in the world who will make fun of us and call us names, and that's something we need to learn not to do to ourselves. And but on the journey to becoming your own best friend, I think one of the important things in which our tapping will be on today is about self forgiveness, which is not an easy task. I've been working on some of my own self forgiveness, and sometimes it takes a while. Um, so I think that's really important, and we have to learn to give ourselves some grace, right? Because we are humans. Humans make lots of mistakes, and truly, when we know better, when we truly know better, knowing it here and knowing it here are two different things. But when we truly know better, we tend to do better as human beings. And so, what I would like you to do is let's take a few minutes. I want you to close your eyes. Take a nice, big, deep sigh. A big, deep sigh releases more than just a nice big breath. It really does. It truly releases a lot of stuff out of your body. And I want you to get in touch with your feelings on self forgiveness because there might be some blocks there that we need to work on. And my question would be, do you feel worthy of forgiveness? Do you feel like you need to punish yourself? What are some of the feelings you have around self forgiveness like that? And maybe why you can't forgive yourself. I mean, sometimes as things as as humans, we do things that are hard to forgive ourselves for. And so let's get in touch with that. And I want you to go ahead and follow along my tapping, and you repeat the words to yourself or out loud um, after me. And so let's start tapping on our karate chop point. This is where we're going to do our setup statements. Okay. And I want you to have in mind something simple to begin with to forgive yourself for. Not the big things, maybe something small. Something small you feel bad about. And even though I'm having a hard time forgiving myself for I deeply and completely love, honor, and I am open to forgiving myself. Even though I'm having a hard time forgiving myself, and I am open to giving myself some grace and realizing that I'm human and that I make a lot of mistakes. And I love myself deeply and completely. And I am open to forgiving myself. Even though I'm having a very difficult time forgiving myself for I deeply and completely love, honor, and I am open to forgiving myself. Even though I feel very unworthy of forgiveness. It's really hard for me to even begin to forgive myself because I don't feel worthy of it. I deeply and completely love, honor, and I accept how I feel. And even though I feel like punishing myself because I feel so bad about what I did, what I said, how I acted, I deeply and completely love, honor, and accept how I feel. And I am open to forgiving myself. We're going to start here on the eyebrow point. I find it hard to forgive myself. I am punishing myself. I feel like I've done something so unforgivable. Undernose. How can I forgive myself? Because I did this awful thing. I said these awful words. Collarbone. I behaved in this awful way that I just can't seem to forgive myself for. It makes me want to punish myself. Because I feel like I've been so bad. I feel like I've been so mean. I feel like I've been so cruel. And I'm punishing myself because this thing I did feels so unforgivable. Side of eye. It's so hard to forgive myself. Big deep breath. It's so hard to forgive myself. I feel like I was extremely cruel. I feel like I completely lost my temper. I feel like I completely lost my cool and said some horrifying things. It's so hard to forgive myself. But I'm open. I'm open to start giving myself some grace and realize that I'm a human being and that I am not perfect. I am open to giving myself to entertain the idea. I'm open to entertaining the idea of forgiveness, of self-forgiveness. I'm willing to take those baby steps to start forgiving myself. I'm open to learning to forgive myself. I am open to seeing myself in a different light. I am open to accepting that I'm human and I make all kinds of mistakes. But also realizing that we can forgive ourselves for that. And when we learn better, we do better. And I'm ready to quit punishing myself. And it's been to the side of eye. It's been long enough. I've been punishing myself long enough for this. Maybe I can ask the person I feel I wronged for forgiveness. Would that help me? It might. But a lot of it's we gotta find it in ourselves to forgive ourselves. I'm open to forgiving myself. I am open from this day forward to going on a path of becoming my own best friend. And that starts with forgiveness. Okay, take a nice big deep breath. So that's just a simple start. You can do each thing and maybe even say what you did out loud. Even though I screamed at my son, I came unglued at him because blah, blah, blah. Or, maybe I was really mean to my animals today. Or maybe I threw a coworker under the bus and I feel really bad about that. I don't know what that is for you, but just get in touch with that. And sometimes we have multiple things that we need to forgive ourselves for. But if we can't forgive ourselves. You really and truly can't forgive someone else for their bad behavior, for the words they said. And just because, too, and I want to put this in here, and this has nothing to do with self-forgiveness, but just because you're forgiving somebody else for what they did or for what they said, that doesn't mean you excuse the behavior. And even for yourself, I guess, doesn't mean we excuse our behavior to allow ourselves to go out there and do it again, right? So that's not the point of forgiveness for anybody, because we do have to be accountable and we do have to change our ways. But just some little pointers. Hopefully that gets you on the path and of self-forgiveness, on becoming your own best friend, sitting that person up there and talking to yourself like your best friend would. Be loving and kind and gentle to yourself. Because if you don't do it for yourself, who's gonna, right? So anyways, I hope that gives you a start. And have a great day and keep on dabbing.